Live from MPL Arena, Jakarta, MPL Indonesia Season 17 is powered by Moonton. Supported by Esports Federation of Indonesia. Presented by official gaming phone, Infinix. Official e-wallet, GoPay. Official gaming chair, Toda. We own this.
Operasi baru di mana BTR tidak hanya punya line up dari roster-roster yang baru saja, tapi juga kita bisa melihat ada.
We're looking at the rosters right now, and BTR have deployed different rosters
ada analis dari BTR,
here
ada
and there.
Halo.
We got the analyst for BTR, Hair right here to talk to us.
Jadi match pembuka hari ini di hari yang ketiga. Apa kabar hari ini, Hair?
How does it feel? How you doing right now?
Baik, anak-anak baik, gua baik.
Oke.
Everybody's good.
Baik dong, baik luar biasa ya.
Ini baik ya?
Baik. pastinya.
Everybody's good.
Her, gimana nih hari ini? Kita tahu ini salah satu wajah baru ya, mungkin
You're one of the new
udah nggak
faces.
asing ya, kalau kita tahu mungkin sudah menjadi penonton setia juga dari konten-konten Her is Gas.
We've seen a lot of the content from
What's
you as
new
well.
sebagai
Hero is
role
God.
baru di analis BTR.
What?
So-
What?
What's new? Jadi gimana, boleh
What's new?
ceritain nggak sih pengalamannya nih?
What's new as an analyst now?
Sejauh
Apa ya?
ini.
Talk
Kenapa
to
gue
us.
join BTR atau gimana?
Iya dong.
the
pasti. Kita
experience.
pengen tahu nih.
Kalau
BTR.
di sini sih karena gue kan di offer sama BTR-nya juga kan.
Ya.
I'm here because I was offered by BTR.
Gue juga ngikutin trialnya juga.
I went through the trials.
Ya udah, setelah trialnya keterima,
After they accepted me through the trials,
BTR dan
I just joined
ya
BTR.
udah menjalankan job desk analis.
And now,
seperti
I'm
biasanya
just
analis aja.
going through with the
Oke,
job
tapi Her
desk
dulu
of
sempet
being an analyst.
Klaim katanya, gue bukan coach, gue bukan analis profesional, tapi buktinya bisa lolos nih.
Iya.
Pasti kan tadi sudah melewati
You
tahap
said
trial
you're not an
BTR,
analyst, you're not a
dan
professional
segitu panjangnya
coach,
berarti
but
ada hal-hal
right now
dan
you're doing a
tahap
really
yang
good job.
kamu lewatin.
And you went
Mungkin bisa
through.
diceritain gak sih kenapa
lot of
kamu
matches.
tertarik nih untuk jadi analis
So why did you decide to
profesional
go and become a professional analyst now?
Apa ya? Biar ini sih kayak ngeliatin impact-nya langsung aja sih.
I really want to see like
Yeah.
my own impact.
Even kayak
Straight
entah
up.
impact gua nanti
I want to see how I
akan
can
terlihat
impact
atau enggak kan
an actual team.
urusan tim aja sih. Jadi kayak
And
gua
like, it
merasa
depends on the team right now.
di pro scene ini gue belajar banyak banget.
Because I learned a lot
Gua
being in the pro scene.
Menurut gue ya, improve-nya
In
juga
my
banyak
opinion,
banget.
I've improved so much.
Dari
I've learned so
coaching staff
much.
juga dan player-player
the
untungnya
rest of the
sih
coaching
gua
staff and for the
bersyukurnya
players.
di Bigatron tuh welcome semua.
And
Ngajak
thankfully for me,
teamwork,
all the
something
players,
gitu. Even kayak
everybody
gua
at
baru di
BTR, they're very
MPL dan
welcoming.
lain-lain kayak di BTR tuh welcome semua lah.
They're all very
Welcome
welcoming
Sama
of me.
Playernya, walaupun playernya banyak yang nama-nama besar ya.
Ya,
Even though the
betul.
players, there are a lot of
Deg-degan
like
juga itu.
big names here.
Maksudnya kayak
They're very
nge-review
welcoming.
Nile,
They don't.
nge-review Eman gitu
We
ya.
review Eman, we review
Cuma
Nile,
mereka welcome.
and they
Mereka
always
welcome.
welcome.
Tapi
They're always
gimana so far
accepting
pressure-nya
criticism.
nih? Ada tekanan-tekanan gak nih? Apalagi sebesar MPL.
Is there pressure for you
Tekanan sih
analyzing for a team, especially in a big
nggak
stage in
terlalu
MPL?
yang gimana banget
No,
sih.
not really.
Tekanannya lebih kayak gimana kalau misalkan timnya itu kalah
Pressure is more
kalahnya
on
tuh
what if the team
jelek
loses?
gitu.
What if the team
Maksudnya
loses and
kalahnya
it's bad, you know?
banyak mistake
What if
dari kitanya
the team
gitu.
loses and they lose
Kayak gitu
because
sih,
there's a
pressure
lot
yang
of
lebih
mistakes on our
pressure ya.
side?
Cara ngefixnya itu sih.
How
Oke.
to fix it, how to find
Pressure
solutions to the problem, that's the
MPL,
pressure that I have to
ya
face.
aja.
Ya udah gitu aja
playing
ya
on MPL
pokoknya
doesn't
ya.
really
Tetap
matter.
bisa di-tackle. Dan tapi kita
So you can tackle that
penasaran
problem.
juga nih sama formula-formula
But
yang
we are
dikeluarkan.
curious
Ada
to
nggak sih
see,
sebenarnya
what
khusus?
formula
Karena BTR
you've dropped
bisa salah
today.
satu yang
Yeah, 'cause
mendobrak dominasi dari Onyx sendiri yang kita
you
tahu.
were able
wah,
to
begitu sulit.
destroy that dominance of Onyx.
Tipis-tipis kali ya, Her.
Pas lawan Onyx kemarin.
Iya,
So
betul.
let us know a little bit of that
Sebenarnya
formula to
kita-
beat them.
Melakukan apa yang kita lakuin di scrim aja sih.
We're just doing what
Apa
we're
yang
doing in
kita
scrims.
pelajarin, apa yang
What we've
kita
learned in scrims,
latihanin, ya itu
what
yang
we've
keluar
practiced
di
in
pas lawan
scrims.
Onyx. Jadi kayak
That's what we did against Onyx.
ya udah.
Yeah.
Habis itu
So it's
kita
like,
ngebaca
whatever.
hasilnya juga, Onyx mainnya kayak gimana.
We read how they moved, how they
Gameplay
played.
kita ke arah sana.
We know how they play.
And then
And
go
we
for
were
it.
able
Dan
to
Anda penasaran
play our
juga
game
kalau
better.
di balik layar sendiri dengan pembagian kerjanya nih dengan
So behind the
Coach
scenes,
Leonel, Coach
how does it
Pada,
feel?
Coach
I mean,
Epang.
what does
Seperti
it
apa
what does
sih?
it look
Boleh nggak
like?
sih
You know, the
dikasih
division
tahu?
of
Karena
labor
kita
within the team. You have
penasaran juga
so
nih.
many coaches.
Jujur gue respect banget sama coach coaching staff.
I respect everybody
Coach
on
Theo
the
ya,
team
karena dia
Theo
ngajarin banyak banget gitu.
as well because he's taught me so much.
Tuntun gue juga maksudnya kayak nge-clearin juga job desk gue ngapain, apa yang
Yeah,
gue
it's
lakuin
clear
juga
for
ke
me
anak-anak
what I need to
lain.
do, my job desk.
Terus Coach Panda juga.
Coach
kayak
Panda.
ngajarin gue kalau misalkan gue harus adjust gimana lagi sih cara analis gue biar.
Yeah, the way he's taught me a lot of things, you know, how to analyze, how to do my job. There's a lot of impact for everybody.
Dan goat Erpang kita, cuy.
Erpang,
Kita
obviously.
punya goat Erpang.
We got the GOAT Erpang.
Yang dia smart. Coach
He's very
juga
smart.
Punya talent.
He is very talented as well when it comes to the drafting.
Ngajarin juga.
Jadi luar biasa
He's
sekali
taught me
ya.
a lot.
Kita
Everybody
sampai
has taught me a
dengan
lot.
mereka semua para coaching staff, the Go Team dan juga lastly harapan dong pastinya buat di
All right.
regular season
Lastly,
dan hopefully
what's your
bisa
hopes
bawa
for
BTR
regular
ke
season
playoff juga.
and for
Silakan nih,
playoffs?
Coach.
Harapan
For me,
lebih kayak
the
ya,
hopes I have
main
for
tiap
BTR
hari,
is
improve
just
aja sih. Apa
we
yang
need to
kita
keep on
jalani hari
improving
ini,
every
kita
single day,
jalani.
every single
Kalau
match.
bukan kita bisa menang, ya menang. Kalau
If we deserve to win, we'll win. If we don't, then we'll learn. We'll improve.
kita bisa konsisten terus. dengan
I hope
kita
we
yang
can
tahu.
always hope we can be consistent.
Memecahkan win streak Onyx ya.
Nah,
Itu perasaannya gimana sih?
breaking that
dan
win streak
di
of Onyx.
layarnya seperti apa tuh?
How does it feel? You know, behind the scenes,
kalau dari aku
what did it
sendiri
look like?
sih seneng.
For me, I was happy.
Kayaknya tuh
But
lebih seneng pas awal match. Sebenarnya kan aku udah masuk
I was
di
happier
Biathlon udah dari sebulan
at the
yang
start.
lalu. Cuma karena
Oke.
emang Biathlon udah lock roster, jadi week 2 kan aku baru di
Because I just joined
Yeah.
BTR in week 2.
feel buat rasa senang itu justru malah pas lagi lawan Alter Ego yang pas pertama.
So for me, it
Oh,
was
pas
like,
pertama kali.
I was really
Iya.
happy when BTR beat Alter Ego. All the other matches after that, it was kind of like, you know, it's not as
Kita
happy.
improve lagi.
I'm not as
Luar
happy.
biasa sekali sudah
Because we just
memecahkan
keep on
win streak
improving. We
Onyx
just
GW yang
are
ketiga.
looking for
Thank you
that.
so much ya Coach. Hope for the best. Semoga
Thank you so much,
hari
Coach.
ini- Hari ini dong targetnya 2-0
Hoping for the best.
apa 2-1 nih?
What's the target today? 2-0 or
Apapun aja sih yang
2-1?
terbaik lah. Karena
Whatever. Anything.
Kalau kita
Just-
deserve menang, kita menang.
We'll do our best.
Oke,
If we
Oliver
deserve to
menang,
win,
harus
we'll
menang.
win.
Dan kita akan melihat apakah pembuktian dari
Let's see.
analis yang diberikan oleh Her akan bisa membawa BTR.
Can
membawa
Her's
kemenangan di
analysis
hari yang
bring
ketiga.
BTR
So, Bude
a
Clara
2-0
Monster,
win
Silakan take it over.
against Navi? Budeklar Mongstar, take it over.
Dah.
Yang diprogram untuk menang akan melawan yang terlahir untuk menang. Pembukaan match di hari yang ketiga, minggu yang ketiga akan mempertemukan tim Navi dan juga Bigetron untuk kembali berlaga. Mereka sedang mengejar poin. Bigetron memiliki kemenangan demi kemenangan yang mereka kantongi terus-menerus. Sementara Navi pembukaan match memang mereka mendapatkan kemenangan, setelah itu belum satu pun mereka dapatkan. Kemenangan win streak dan ada lose streak juga saling berhadapan satu sama lain di panggung ini untuk membuka hari yang ketiga. Dan sebelum kita melihat bagaimana pembukaan match kita, izinkan Bude mengingatkan bahwa MPL Indonesia Season 17 powered by Moonton, supported by PBSI, presented by Official Gaming Phone in Phoenix, Official e-wallet GoPay, Official Gaming Chair Todak, dan partner ini sports ada Garnier, Bayu, Dunia Games, Gamesmax, dan juga OnePlay. Ditambah dengan supplier ada IndiHome, Indomaret, Yummy Choice, dan juga Aqua. Hari ini tentu banyak yang berdebar-debar. Akankah ada kejutan lagi seperti di hari yang kedua kemarin? So, super fans, siapkan dirimu untuk menyaksikan hari yang ketiga di MPL Indonesia Season 17. We own this!
Welcome to the closing day of week number 3, Sunday Fun Day. It is still with me, Realize, Goni, and Mirko, and MPL ID Season 17. And we are going to go through a set of interesting matches. Let's see if RQ, in particular,
Oh, man.
are able to follow up their momentum from yesterday's win. Even if it is a singular game win, they're still making progress. And for this guy right here, next to my bench, he is, you know, enjoying himself. He's having the last laugh because Calra gave him a game yesterday.
Oh, thank God I wasn't on the desk yesterday.
Me
but
too.
Mirko, that was just leg one, all right?
That was leg one.
That was just leg one, so calma. But man, I like the results from yesterday because it was so unpredictable.
Yeah.
Most of them.
You're smiling.
Yeah, I agree. The TLID match, definitely unpredictable. BTR Onyx though, you know, BTR coming as the favorite.
Eh. So it is expected of Bigatron, but let's see. And take a look at the standings presented by the official gaming phone in Phoenix. Hey, you beat us, but we're still up there. We are still your masters.
That's what Gani always says, you know, especially on the other table. And that hasn't been too good of a story right now. So we'll see. Again, remember, regular season is a place for experimentation. And now Alter Ego definitely experimented a bit too much, I would say, against RQ yesterday in game number 2. But hey, the standings are going to be very, very close as we get to the end of this, because all these matches will change, will switch things up.
Yep. Like again, I mentioned 3 matches as usual. Bigatron by Vitality up against Na'Vi. Geek Fam against RRQ. And Alter Ego will go up against Dewa. And you would never know who's gonna end up winning the whole thing. You never know who's gonna end up winning the matches today, because like we said, Geek Fam, they're able to find their momentum, they're able to find their form after losing from I think the very first week. They were looking like a team that was out of form, and then they were able to restore that, a win against DLID, especially yesterday. And for RRQ, obviously, it's about making progress, so we'll see if that progress will be capitalized on today. But let's focus on the first match. Bigatron going up against Na'Vi. And let's take a look at the audience topic voting by Infinix. What does Na'Vi need to do to win against Bigatron? A, avoid to overcommit. B, bring 4-man move gameplay. And C, draft surprise picks.
I think it's the avoid overcommitment, really. I think for Na'Vi, that's been their biggest problem. And the thing is, Navi's problem has been there since last season, since Aldo was at the helms. Now with Why Not, I really thought you know, the discipline would have been fixed already because of the time that they've had, the communication that obviously they've improved as well with those imports. And Doryu, Ukir, learning Indonesian, and now comfortably speaking Indonesian with everybody. But it turns out maybe it's kind of like a bad habit, you know? It's something that looks to be fixed in scrims because it's a low-pressure situation, but when you're in the thick of it, it's hard to keep that, you know, feeling, that discipline, because you just lean into the bad habits when you're pressured, when you're stressed out, when you're panicking.
Yeah, that's true. And we also did talk to Aldo about this. He coined the term Ando throw. I thought it was Ando throw. Yeah, obviously with Andoryu making insane plays early on, but then fumbling in the late game. But yeah, Mirko's goats. Yeah, I don't even know who your real goat is, but Coach Panda, Theo Nile, Erpang, and her. Now I'll talk particularly about her. This guy, obviously hero is me. Used to be a content creator.
Yep.
And now he's here with the coaching staff of Bigatron. What do you want to highlight about the coaching staff of Bigatron, Mirko?
Firstly, when I saw the coaching staff, when I heard that they were going to have 4 coaches in the lineup, I was a bit concerned, right? And then when I heard that they were going to have 8 players in their lineup, I was even more concerned. How do people balance out such a big roster?
Yeah.
But the thing is, they've done so well. I think everybody knows their job desk so well. We've always had that, you know, idea of if you have too big of a roster, too many heads, too many brains, it spoils the broth. Too many cooks spoil the broth, is the saying. But in this case, I think when everybody has their own job desk, they're aware of what they need to do, when we're not clashing, doing the same things, it's great. The technical director, Coach Panda, really leads the way in the way they need to do things in life, in general things, right? Like leading the way in terms of how they got to be disciplined, how they got to be clean with it, how they got to practice, putting the environment right. Theo Nile doing all those game reviews, speaking on the knowledge, Erpang drafting, and Hair just noting down on the little things he sees, the stats as well.
That's true. And now we do want to hear about what Coach Panda has to say, because he is one of the brains of Bigatron. So here you go. Coach Panda.
Is not to prove results, but to show the direction and make sure that they have a system to work on for the better results that they hopefully.
Oh, so okay. They need to ensure that they have a system to work on.
Yeah.
Do you think this is the problem for Bigatron? They, in the past seasons, were lacking that system to really kind of flourish themselves.
Yeah, I think system, I agree, but also the finishing, right? The execution, because if we're talking about regular season Bigatron, it hasn't been a huge problem or an issue for the Red Robots, but it's the program to win. What win Miracle is Bigatron, again, from the previous seasons, but I feel like if they're able to stabilize this season, they have a chance to reach the top 2. And again, they're a top contender this season.
Yeah, I mean, the win against Onyx yesterday will indeed boost their morale. And yeah,
Definitely.
again, Bigatron by Vitality, regular season, you would never doubt them they do things wonderfully. But again, it's about consistency, Mirko. It's about
Consistency.
going for the long run. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You said it. I mean, finishing number 1 in regular season doesn't guarantee you a ticket to MSC nor to M Series.
Yeah, it doesn't, right? You're going to have to perform in the playoffs for you to make it to those international events. You're going to have to perform in the playoffs to win a piece of silverware for your club. And so far, BTR have not been able to do that. And that's why I think it's a good look for BTR right now. The fact that, we hear from Hare, we hear from the players, we see how they react to the win as well. They're just kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's a good win, but we're not really, we're not getting too hasty. We're not going to think that we've already won. It's not the type of season where BTR just takes the we beat Onyx trophy and, go along with it. Right now, it really looks like they're looking past the regular season. And that's something that even Theo Niles said in the losers interview when they lost to Dewa United, when they deployed the 3 MDL players. They were saying, we're looking at the playoffs. We're trying to fix the mentality. We're trying to build ourselves for the playoffs. So it doesn't matter if we do a little bit of that, a little bit of this, experimenting here and there, trying to figure out what works, trying to build those mentalities from the younger players as well. So I wouldn't even be too surprised if they deploy Rizza, Clive, Lynch today.
Yeah.
Na'Vi aren't looking too good, and if there is a time to experiment, I don't like experimenting, but if there is a time, should be here.
I don't know, man. I really, really like Shogun, and I think this guy is unbenchable. At least for now. Maybe alongside Aman as well. Aman, obviously, the sole holder of that throne, the gold lane and Megatron. Now let's shift to Na'Vi, because Na'Vi, I don't know, their struggle is very, very apparent.
Yeah.
Their win against RQ, we all celebrated. We thought, okay, Na'Vi is back. But that was against a limping RQ side. And it's why not now, in Na'Vi, we talked about the why not effect. It's slowly fading away. Do you think that could be the reason as to why Na'Vi are struggling right now?
Yeah, I think they're still in transition, right? Which kind of is sad, because we have seen Na'Vi rebuilt for many seasons, but hey, if they're able to stick what they know, just keep doing what they're doing, maybe Na'Vi can be one of the teams that surprise us, maybe clinch another playoff spot like what they did last season with Aldo.
Yeah. So, for you, Mirko, what do you think is the biggest problem now Na'Vi has to address?
Man, it's going to be tough for me because it's my GOAT ex-BTR's Chive. I think Chive, Apro, those are the 2 main points that I would say are weaknesses that teams have been able to exploit this season especially. Last season, I already saw the holes in the game for Na'Vi, I feel, especially when we saw in the playoffs how they lost to Alter Ego, because it really looked like Alter Ego were still warming up. They weren't completely in their M7 form, in their grand final form, in their top 3 form yet when they were up against Na'Vi. It looked very, very shaky, and that was the time for Na'Vi to really pounce, but they lacked that clutch factor. They lacked that effect with Apro and Chive. That's what I identified. I hoped that it was, going to be fixed by this season. Unfortunately, it's still here. Again, like you said, the win against RQ got us all expecting greatness.
Yeah.
Because we were rating RQ. We weren't really rating RQ as a 9th place team. We were expecting RQ to be a mid-table team, maybe even an A-tier team. But now, looking at the results, that win is flawed. That win is incredibly flawed. Currently, to put it simply, Na'Vi are on fraud watch.
Fraud watch. And yeah, I think the arrival of Coach Wynon also brought hope to the Na'Vi nation.
The drafts have been great.
Yeah, his draft has been great. I think not only that, but outside of the game, the way he nurtures the players in a very fatherly way, I'd say. Almost, very, very closely familiar with Yeb. The way Yeb was catering to the Onyx players. And I did receive some information when the players of Na'Vi, after a loss, they would go back to the stage. Why not? Would wait for them in the stairs, at the stairs, by the side of the stage, just patting their back, saying, nice job, we're going to have another chance, it's all going to be okay. So I think this fatherly approach, really, I think makes the players comfortable in a sense that, they won't really struggle much, but I think there should be some sort of strictness as well, which I think happens behind the scenes. We would never see it, for sure, because you really need to iron out the problems. And yeah, Na'Vi, their powers, I think, relies on the mid-trial. I mean, Afro, yes, has been performing quite shakily, but he is an underrated roamer who Aldo also thinks that, he has been improving time and time again. But Andoryu, man, this guy, right now is a coin flip. This guy, I feel like when he is explosive, he goes in, goes out, gets all the kills, but when he decides to throw,
Yeah.
it's over.
Yeah, hopefully he does not get hot-headed here in this match because, you know, now I really want to see Na'Vi do great things here in MPL. You know, with why not, maybe, okay, the players are still replaceable, quote unquote, but let's see. Hope for the best. This season, this is what they got. Show us, you know, because I really want to see Na'Vi do great things again. And hopefully, they beat Bigatron here.
Hey.
Now, what a story, right? Bigatron beating Onyx yesterday and losing to Na'Vi. Wow.
And Na'Vi beating
17 for the
Bigatron, which means Na'Vi is better than Bigatron, is better than Onyx. You know,
Wow.
question mark.
Whoa.
And this is the concern that I had. This season is very competitive, and it's such a shame that RRQ is underperforming. If they were locked in, man, we would never be able to guess the standings. But let's take a look at the lineups from both teams, starting from Na'Vi, Kars, Andoryu, Ukir, Afro, and Sive. It's still the same five. The trust is still there. They will try to fix the mistakes, but time again is ticking for them.
Born to win is within their name, but it feels like they are still looking to find consistency. Will today be different? They're still the main five of Na'Vi. This is Na'Vi!
Born to win, as their name suggests, but it seems like they have been estranged with the word winning. They need to be able to rack up more momentum that they can follow up. They need more wins. They need the points to go on through a playoff spot. But now, Bigatron by Vitality. It's gonna be Lynch starting, and not Shogun. Niall, Moreno, Finn, Eman. Again, we've talked about the Red Robots really liking to do experiments. Will this be another experiment?
System online. Initializing. Program to win.
Programmed to win. And it seems like today they will deploy Lynch. Shogun got an MVP yesterday. Will Lynch be able to step up and show what he is truly made of? This is Bigatron by Vitality.
The Red Robots deploying new machinery in the form of Lynch, and we have seen time and time again rookies, substitutes, making their way onto the stage. And Bigatron by Vitality gives the chance to Lynch right now. It was Clive a few weeks ago, and now it's gonna be Lynch as the head of the operations, the brains behind the operations, Coach Wynot and Jack Lee, with Theo Nile and Airpop.
Yes, sir. The heads behind. Why Not's always so expressive, man. Very animated.
Animated.
Coach, one of the most animated coach for sure. But back to the point, I think this is a very good approach from Bigatron. I'm not really a big fan of the package deals, you know, of going like, okay,
deals.
if you want to play the MDL guys, you have to play them all together. I'm not a fan of that. I think you got to mix and match the rosters if you want to find the best mix. You already have, again, a roster that's amazing with Shogun, with Niall, with Moreno, with Eman, and Finn. So if you want to change a few things, it's fine. But to change too many things at the same time, I'm not a fan of. Then maybe we'll see next week Shogun play, but maybe Moreno steps off, Riza gets some game time, Cleve gets some game time when Eman gets put off, but it's still the main roster just with an addition of Clive, Riza, and Lynch.
Yep, honest public voting by Infinix. What does Na'Vi need to do to win against Bigatron? A, avoid overcommitments. B, to bring a four-man move gameplay. Or C, draft surprise picks. And it seems like our audience do agree that it is A, avoid overcommitments. And I think, Mirko, aside from just Andoryu overcommitting to micro plays, what are other forms of overcommitments that Na'Vi has been, you know, engaging on from their past 2 weeks?
Oh man, it's hard to say because I'm such a fan of this guy, but his cars as well, man. I don't know what it is, right? He's amazing when he's on the Lapu-Lapu, on the Arlets. I'd say he's one of the biggest factors as to why they can win games, why they've been able to dominate some of those games that they've won. Thing is though, miscommunication still happens within the team, something we thought was already fixed out. Now, an example of this is when Andoryu clearly doesn't want to go for the turtle, cars would still just go in alone, 1v4 or 2v4 with Ukir, 2v4 with Apro. Those kind of things matter a lot. Instead of going for these random commitments on the map when clearly one of them, you know, they don't want to go for it, one of them clearly disagrees, is a big problem. They need to trust in each other. They need to trust in their calls. If each of them, if they want to make the individual plays, they'll do better playing solo queue.
Well, let's see. The rookie on your screen right now. The rookie's path to greatness. This is Lynch, MDL ID Season 9, 3rd to 4th place. MDL ID Season 10, runner-up. And let's take a look at Season 12. He was the champion, unbeatable. Obviously, Bigatron by Vitality. But have you been peeling your eyes on Lynch? Or, you know, it's just another rookie for Bigatron?
For me, it's just another rookie. The thing is, for Bigatron, like I've said before, their main roster looks too good. Shogun is too good.
Yeah.
Gold Lane, Eman is too good. Moreno, too good for these replacements, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we'll see. If Lynch has the potential, I don't doubt that. He definitely has the potential. But Shogun had the potential last season. He was rookie of the season, and that is a very high bar to match.
Yeah, and that was also a point I want to bring up, Goni. Yes, Bigatron, sorry, they have a lot of rookies. But last season, Shogun was also a rookie.
Yep.
And he was able to deliver beautiful performances week in, week out. He was also the rookie of the season. Do you think that might also be what Lynch is kind of envisioning, you know? He wants to also be able to be a good backup for Shogun and maybe, just maybe, you know, shed some light on himself, steal the spotlight, and be one of the most highlighted players.
Hey, you're a pro player, of course you want to be competitive, right? And I feel like Shogun, his journey is unique and special. So if Clinch is able to somehow replicate that journey, it would be very tremendous. But we gotta also talk about Nile, right? The cold-blooded jungler.
Yep. Look at those stats. Very beautiful. And what makes Nile stand out in Season 17 when you pair him up head-to-head against Kyrie, against, you know, King Kevin, and other junglers in MPL ID Season 17?
I think it's the same strength and weakness that Nile has had his entire career that he brings to the table now in Season 17. If you think Nile, you think he's a double-edged sword. He's always been that way, from Geek Fam as well, right? If he makes a play, which he'll definitely do, it can be bad for the team. It could lose the team the game. It could also win the team the game. So it really comes down to how the rest of the team plays around that. Whether they go all in together with Nile, whether they support him, whether they tell him to back off, whether they cool him down, that's up to them. But for BTR, I think they've really honed on on Nile's strength. They really understand it, especially against Onyx. We saw those crazy risky moves yesterday and it paid off.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to be the one to pull the trigger and take chances. But look at this, Mirko. First pick selection for Bigatron. They'll be on blue side. But that win rate is looking very grim. 20% win rate. Meanwhile, for Na'Vi, they're going to be on red side, which also boasts a 20% win rate. So this is a battle of mid. This is going to be, you know, where the teams are playing in their uncomfortable zone.
Yeah, I think the stats are a bit flawed though. For Na'Vi, I think it's definitely worse. Again, this is not bias. It sounds like bias, but it's not, because Na'Vi have only played one roster. They've stuck with the same lineup. They haven't been experimenting too much. They've been looking for solid wins across the season. On the other side, BTR clearly have been trying out different rosters with their trio MDL coming up, with their picks as well. Very bombastic picks. So we'll see if BTR can stabilize here. Again, still with Lynch, because Na'Vi, maybe the trust in the lineup, the trust in playing the 5-man for the longest time now will finally pay off with them finally finding that stability.
Yeah, giving the rookies a chances, but stability is the key to success. I'll take out the box. Yeah, strong jungler for early rotations as well as objective takes.
Juicin.
The Freya banned out as well. Juicin available. I swear to God, if they go Yi Sun Chin here, Mirko, you saw what happened a few weeks ago where they were very, very insisting.
If they go Juicin,
Take that Yushin Shin.
if they go Yisun Shin, realize you're analyzing, I'm color.
Okay.
Yeah, Jushin available. But yeah, I think it's going to be Jushin, Goni.
Zushin is available, but then what's the response? Right now, V should have the Zushin pick on their radar. Let's see. Glue is still open as well.
Nope.
Never mind. Glue is banned.
Yeah.
So, you know, the Valentinas, maybe the Soras,
Sora.
definitely could come into play to Navi's cards. Megatron taking their dear time here. That's gonna be the Marcel instead. So, yeah, what they're thinking of, let's trade the Zushin. Let's pick up a playmaking hero for their composition.
I really still thought the Juicin would be the priority here, especially considering BTR banned out the Eve, right? So basically they've left it open, they banned out the counter. Na'Vi should pick up the Juicin, it should just be free for them. With the Leomord as well, the deny of the Leomord is great. We saw how BTR can really dictate these games from the start of the game to finish when they get their hands on Leomord. Number 1 in total turtles taken is on the side of BTR. Now, the response against the Leomord, what is it going to be? Do they go for the Fredrin pick that has been rising in popularity and has been really good in MPL ID, especially with Kevin the Jote?
Is it too hasty to go Harley here
I think it is.
to play up against the Leomord? I mean, we have seen, you know, the Harley go up against the Leomord as some sort of a counter to the guy with Barbiel. But yeah, the Marcel here I think needs to be addressed. Very strong pick to just peel and put the pressure. Yeah, that combo, Marcel Arlet combo is going to be very strong as well. But we need to see if Lynch is comfortable in this Arlet, because Arlet is a hero that is not for everyone.
Yep.
We've seen people, players like Hin, players like Kars that is able to play the Arlet to perfection. But still, paired up against the Marcel, you're gonna have permanent vengeance stacks, and that's gonna be a walk in the park for the Arlet.
Yeah, I definitely, that was an oversight by me actually, you know. I was thinking Eve ban, why when the Juicin is open, when you don't pick it up yourself? And now we see it. They ban out the Yi because they want the Juicin to come out on the other side so they can pick up a Suyo in response to the Leomord. So it was almost like BTR kind of read that first 2 picks from Na'Vi. The Phobias respecting the Arlet. They were kind of forced to play the Phobias here. Couldn't really go for the Sora. It's a bad matchup against the Arlet. I'd say a pretty bad matchup against the Marcel, setting power as well. The way you can really stop those engages with the Golden Hour. So great response by Na'Vi on the Phobias. That is a surprising ban for me. The Selena banned out, despite already having the Phobias, someone that you would get a lot of value with going up against more dashes. But it is what it is. There you have it. BTR, what's next on the chopping block? They start banning out Shiva's picks, or do they take away some of Apro's? Khalid is a way to get that mid prio. It's been a way for Na'Vi to really dominate the mid lane. So I wouldn't be too surprised if BTR banned the Khalid first.
Yeah, one of the strong picks as well for Afro, right? The Khalid,
That's true.
the mobility, and also you mentioned the mid trio is also going to be very, very key. That's going to be the ban towards Khalid. So yeah, Bigatron might just focus on Afro here. But as for Na'Vi, what is going to be their approach here for their final ban? I feel like they can try to limit the gold laner here, but then again, Amon is not a player that you can really target ban.
Yeah, he's able to play the Cho gold lane, so he can do whatever he wants at this point. But the bans needs to be very precise for Na'Vi. I think for Bigatron, it's just gonna be toning down the mid pressure, the mid prio that they're gonna have in the side of Na'Vi with the Juicin, super strong. The Chatian ban is very good because you're gonna have so much slows, you're gonna have so much poke when it comes to Marcel with the Chatian as well. Bigatron, what do they want to take out here? Yeah, again, something to supplement the Juicin again, or maybe take out a hero that Sive really likes to play at the Cho. I was thinking about the Cho as well because the Cho also kind of complements the Juicin in a way when there is pressure, but you can play to just screen the Marcel and shadow it. I think the Cho really gets a lot of value.
They're just taking out mid-prio heroes, man. It's Khalid, Cho. Just gonna call it earlier. I think they got the Kacha is the only pick that Na'Vi can go for right now for Apro. The other choices are like Belleric, but usually you want to go with the Belleric against the Leomord, against the Phobias. That's the all-in hero. In this current situation, I think just play it safe. Maybe go for the gold laner first. That'll be a pretty good response. But they're kind of locked out of the Harith because BTR will be able to pick up the Farsa if they go Harith. Going for... they still go for the... That's a... Alright, BTR go Farsa. I wouldn't be too surprised if they go Farsa with carry. But knowing Iman, maybe he might just want to go for the Claude instead.
Claude.
It's a good choice too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be too surprised if they go Moskov.
Uh-huh.
I think all those picks, very, very good. But in the mid lane, I really do feel like if it's not, it should be just a Farsa against a Harith here.
Yep, again, the burst damage. You have team fight potential. And you fare pretty well up against the Shusin. But the Phoveus, I think, might be a problem. The Farsa to play with, so Bigatron. Will it be the Farsa Claude, the Farsa carry? Again, something to kind of equalize the lane up against a Harith, right? You don't really want to be behind. They'll go for the Granger this time around with the Valier!
Oh.
Debut pick! It is going to
Okay.
fall in the hands of Moreno.
Wait, you know
Talk
what?
to me about this pick.
Oh man.
Against a
Shout
Leomord,
out.
Phoveus.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
All the melee picks. I thought it was gonna be an easy answer to the Harith. They go for a more difficult answer, but it works. It really works good, and they know they've banned enough in the mid lane to really stop Na'Vi. Now it's, well, they were gonna go for the Gatakacha, and I really think there's only one choice. But they go Hilda, and I think it's still the same problem.
It's worse. I think
There's
it's
no other
worse.
choice. It's Hilda or Gatakacha. I'm not too sure which one's worse. I think the Gatakacha might be worse, dude, because you're looking for the taunts. At least the Hilda can try to walk around. You get regen from the bushes.
Well, that's
but I really
true.
think BTR they did a good job. Airpong, this is an experiment that I'm happy with, you know, seeing it. It's not a random Isunshin first pick. It's great. It makes sense.
Yep. I think we saw Moreno pick up the Valier last season. Did we? I could remember vividly that I think it was him who played the Valier, but I can't really remember.
Shout out to Super Friends, though.
Might be my fever dream, but yeah, Super Fins with the Valier now. Obviously a lot of value in the hands of the Valier against the Phoveus, against the Leomord. Hell, he might even dismount Leomord from picking up the Barbiel, so let's see if that's gonna be a real possibility. Game 1, match number 1, Bigatron by Vitality up against Na'Vi.
We're looking at the land of Dawn, and let's see if Bigatron can continue their momentum to solidify themselves in around the top of the standings, or perhaps you might see Na'Vi bouncing back and find their form in this current match.
We'll find out for sure, man. It's a Brave Smite Valier. Interesting. That is a very interesting choice by Moreno, and he really has been, you know, playing a different game in the last few matches.
It was him
last
who
few
brought the
games.
Valentina Brave Smite as well, right?
Yep.
A few seasons ago.
Oh, Finn going in as well. Oh, and Dorio got it. Wins it out there. Marcel combo. We haven't seen it to this day. This is the first time, so we'll find out if it works. And I guess, oh, Valier as well. Those artillery shots in combination with the Golden Hour could really be a problem against Na'Vi.
Yeah, the combos going in full swing, but I think for MPL teams right now playing the Marcel, it's all about, you know, getting those mini stuns and just displacing your enemies when trying to take or clash for a skirmish for a turtle. For MPL teams right now playing the Marcel, it's all about, you know, getting those mini stuns and just displacing your enemies when trying to take or clash for a skirmish for a turtle. And Moreno for MPL teams right now playing the Marcel, it's all about, you know, getting those mini stuns and just displacing your enemies when trying to take or clash for a skirmish for a turtle. When Moreno hits level 4, it means he
Level 5 Lynch will be the first one to fall in this match, and that's going to be first blood for Na'Vi. Seems like Cars trying to zone out players, but Amon is here as Norio collects the first turtle.
Whoa.
Take a look at Cars again on the engagement. Finn in the mid lane. Isolated, and Shive picks up a kill. A perfect early game for Na'Vi.
Farsa and Carry would have been the easy answer. BTR took a different approach. Not about the early game anymore. I guess you're gonna have to wait for mid game now. Na'Vi, despite all the bans towards the. Oh, hold on.
oh
Cars looking for the outplay.
This is all BTR?
yeah, all Bigatron.
It's unanimous.
Unanimous decision. Miracle.
I don't like the unanimous decision, man. You guys should have gone Na'Vi, man.
No more Mirror Curse.
No. I mean, BTR won yesterday. Oh,
Afro,
Looking to jump on Finn, but now is there to cover, and they will.
where this Valir really comes into play.
I think it's just that, bro.
Really?
Like, Valir is a one-dimensional pick. That's why we don't see it a lot. But, you know, in certain scenarios, you can still pick it up. We've seen it in MPL Philippines. This is the first time we see it in MPL ID. For BTR, again, easy answer would have just been the Farson carry. But I still see the idea. Lynch?
Oh, this is a very awkward positioning.
Uh-oh.
I don't think any member of Bigatron can cover him. It's just a free kill again for Na'Vi.
Oh no. They crumble there, and I think it's going to be the stage jitters for the rookie. But Lynch eating up to decisive now. So Bigatron by Vitality, what do they look for now in the early stages of the game? Will mid-game be their power spike?
They're going to have to wait for mid-game for sure. At this point of the game, it's all Na'Vi, right? 4-0 with the first turtle. The second turtle should actually be guaranteed as well, looking at how fast they're snowballing. So, yeah, I think right now for BTR, it's all about scaling. I don't even think mid-game. Yeah, maybe still mid-game. But if Na'Vi get this turtle, and if they get another winning team fight, I think BTR are just going to have to turtle in for late game even.
It's not a good... And isolated, golden hour popped.
Afro?
That's about it though. And that's gonna be a structured top taken down.
That's the TikTok combo we talked about with the Granger. But you don't want to land it on a Hilda, because the Hilda is very tanky. I thought, when it comes to objective takes, Bigatron might have Prio, because they have the pushback, they have the Suyo with the skill 2, and you have the Marcel as well, who can really scout out and apply that meaning CC. But it seems like Na'Vi has been able to defy those odds with Cars playing out of his mind.
Yeah, no. The Phobius for sure with the Leomord will have the Prio over Turtle 1. If BTR got Turtle 1, it would have been a disaster for Na'Vi. But what I was not expecting is, well, for BTR, I think the idea was, you get the Turtle, we'll try to kite you in the fight, and we'll try to punish you. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. It was Na'Vi with the Turtle win that was expected, but with an instant team fight win as well. BTR weren't able to play their game, and they all got caught by the AoE of Cars, AoE of Ook here. And yes, Cars, that I agree with. Phenomenal so far on the Phobius, really dictating the pace of the game and putting the pressure onto this rookie Lynch, getting outclassed so far.
3-0-1. 2 dashes at least to capitalize. Is the Blade Surge counted as a dash?
The Blade Surge counts.
Yeah, so yeah, a lot of stacks to be collected. And a first item Thunderbelt for the Marcel, as expected. You know, you want that HP to scale it to the shields. And then you have more defense. The passive proc. And the Thunderbelt auto will be counted. Uh-oh. Nile. Blade. For safety. And now, I think there is a hero that can kind of match the tempo of this Marcel. The Hilda. The Hilda's always there, like you said, regen in the bushes. The Marcel sure can run around, it can stun you, but the Hilda needs addressing as well.
Yeah, we might have to just rely on Mr. President right now. Mr. President is Eman. Can he do it? Right now, he's #1 in gold, very close to Leomord though, very close to Andoryu. This should be a perfect turtle for Na'Vi, but BTR, I mean, Niles 2 levels down. He's gonna go for the stun, doesn't land it. Apro.
Uh-oh. I feel like they just want to fight, right? It's 5v5 now. Cars on towards 2 members. Booker trying to zone out. That's Andoryu. No, Nile finds the last turtle. Nile, though, in trouble as Shimit finds the kill. Now it's a 5v4 as Bigatron. They run for the hills, but Lynch is stuck and isolated. They got 2 kills, but Bigatron, they got the turtle.
That is surely not worth it, right, Mirko?
Oh, that's not worth it for sure, but it's something that they get, at least. They weren't on the board at all. They were only able to trade around the map. And Andoryu wants this turret. Good zoning with the Phantom Steed. And this oh, they don't get it.
They have,
minions.
They have time to clear there. Been almost taken down, but Bigatron just holding on here. I don't think they can defend this. Oh, now V will not apply pressure, actually.
Oh, Nile is going in on Afro. He also retreats it away, so that's gonna be Afro getting the blue buff, or the purple buff rather, in the hands of Nile. So now the question is, obviously, Bigatron waiting for that mid-game before we go any further. We know this by GoPay. This marks Valir's debut in MPL ID Season 17 after last being used 328 days ago by Sans.
When?
During the regular season of MPL ID Season 15 when Onyx lost their game.
against BTR.
Nah. Onyx lost their game, period.
Against BTR. This should be a free turret though. Phantom Steel as well.
Yeah.
And it will be Oracle purchase for Lynch.
First item.
Yeah. Warrior boots is the choice this game, not the tough boots, and I can see why. There's not a lot of big CC, so you don't need that. You'd much rather have physical defense to deal with cars, to deal with endure you in the early game. But in the late game, you know, that's why, I mean, right now, that's why he has the Oracle. He needs a few items to defend against Shive for sure. He's gonna hit like a truck here. He's already on the way to the Holy Crystal, and that lead that the Granger had, that Iman had through just farming, it's
Not enough.
disappearing, and he's gonna have to go tough boots this game just to stay safe in the back line, as Ukir has been phenomenal on his positioning. He's been able to get the Lancer Flare and the Crimson Beacon really on point on Iman as well, so extra respect.
Oh, they're forcing the Lord.
Yeah, they're trying to find a cheeky
Whoa!
Lord take. They found it, and they have time to go back. Cheeky timing, but the awareness from Na'Vi was they were snoozing.
They definitely didn't expect it. They were in the lead. They were holding everything on the map. They were pushing. Andorio is 2 levels ahead, but BTR.
Oh, he finds the final slash play, but that's the
forcing.
Purify. That's gonna be Shive though.
Wow.
All alone as Bigatron has resources to dive him down. That's gonna be Moreno, just a trade, but they will take the structure mid lane as well. That's actually beneficial for the Red Robots.
That's crazy. I don't know. I mean, hey, again, the easy route would have been the Farsa carry. They took the tough route, and they're executing it so well. It was 6-0, almost perfect turtle. Yes, BTR still have ways to win the game, but
Okay, gold lead.
the way they've won the last 2 trades, I'll call it trades, have been through out-macroing Na'Vi, have been through out-maneuvering them with the faster movement of the Marsa and the Suyo. Wow, I'm actually impressed by this.
Yeah. The Lord was completely shrouded in secrecy as well. Nobody knew what was happening, not even us.
Yep.
They were able to rush it down quickly. Obviously, with the Suyo, it helps a lot.
Such an awkward pace that they're playing.
Very, very awkward. And the gold lead now shrinking down to 1.3k. But I think the problem for Bigatron right now is that Iman is not able to get the Sky Piercer stacks. That's going to help a lot when it comes to playing the front-to-back game if they really want to go for that. But you can see the set plays, the mini-games they're able to bring with Lynch at the helm, forcing the flickers, forcing the purifies with the final slash. I think they need to capitalize on that. And again, they have choices to really play either front-to-back or either they want to play a Bekov-style route. It all works. The gold lead kind of dwindling again. So yeah, Bigatron, they do have solutions. And again, we have seen, if you talk about trends, Na'Vi, it has been them always struggling to close out games.
That's true.
This might be the case as well, who knows?
That might be the case. They have a really good scaling pick in Shive though. And the thing is, Shive, in these late game situations, we saw earlier as well, the hesitation he used as a man force when he was all in by Lynch gave BTR the confidence to go all in on him. I've seen BTR overcommit so many times, I thought it was going to be a mistake, but then it turns out that Shive just panicked, didn't use a on force, and he'd already used the Purify to react to the final slash, so it ended up being a really, really good all-in. They flew together, just like you can fly together with Acecraft.
Acecraft. Love the graphics. Love it. Love everything about it. And now, I think for Iman, obviously it's going to be... It feels like Dewa season 13-14, where they play with Watt as a president, protect Mr. President, and as of now, the president has a lot of bodyguards. I mean, the Valir can push you back, the Marcel scouting away, the Arlet too, really exerting the pressure. As of now, they're going to try to contest the Lord. Iman is in a position where it is very, very susceptible for him to walk up. He's going to clear the wave and probably give prio for Bigatron. If the wave is going to bounce back, the Lord will be taken.
Adam C popped. Below 50% HP is the Lord. That's going to be Finn popping the golden hour. In the back, that's going to be Kars to run his zone out. Gnarl finds a clutch red tree play. As Bigatron trying to disengage. But Na'Vi, they really want to fight Nile now with a knockup. Will not be able to survive as will be the trade as Amon is able to find angles to get a double.
The red robots get online. And with the scraps of the remains of Na'Vi, they want to go more into the backyard of Bigatron, but they're able to salvage the ruins of a broken machine. They get the Lord, they get 2 kills, 2 Sky Piercer stacks for Iman, I believe. And this is where they flip the script.
Let's take a little replay here presented by our official gaming phone. Again, Cars, phenomenal job, but that golden hour really shifted the tempo. Again, BTR are just utilizing the advantage they get with this crazy pace. It's such an awkward pace, and Na'Vi, they get so confused. They want to play the normal game of just going for the Lord and, you know, having Cars distract, but at this point, I think they should just go with one goal in mind. They should just, oh my god. Oh, also Iman got 2 stacks of the Sky Piercer. Uh-oh.
Oh, Iman though is in trouble. The cover is there, but after all, finds the execution. The force play for Na'Vi now works. Bigatron, without Iman, is trying to disengage, but Na'Vi, they got Iman, they got the clear. Ladies and gentlemen, it's another reset.
22 gold lead, what was that? Was that Bigatron by Vitality biting off more than they could chew?
Oh, for sure. Iman didn't have Flicker. And again, Na'Vi still have really good dive potential, right? I mean, with the Leoma, with the Juicin, those are literally just heroes that were built to dive into this kind of formation. So when BTR do not have the Flicker on Iman, they need to play it safe. Even Flicker on Moreno, I think those 2 Flickers are crucial. They need those abilities to be up, those spells to be up for them to actually take these fights. I'm not too sure if Iman even wants to sell the boots now, right? You can get a little bit more defense or a little bit more damage, but considering how Na'Vi has been able to dive, I think having the boots forever in this game might be more beneficial than a whole other item, just so that you have more mobility. I'd even go as far as to say you might want to swap that out for rapid boots for more movement.
Yeah, you need to be quick on your feet. It's like ballet here, because Na'Vi have good footwork as well, chasing down Iman, and again, the dive comp. They need a deterrent onto the dive that Na'Vi has with the Juicin and the Leomord as well. I mean, sure, Moreno was there with a wall, pushing them back, but again, this Valier cannot fall. This Valier needs to be always ready with the Flicker.
Yeah.
Because it is also very immobile. Sure, you have the anti-CC with your ultimate, you know, the Dispel, but the mobility is always going to be a question for both Moreno and also Iman, because the Granger will also be very susceptible when Na'Vi really wants to commit to the dive and if Bigatron do overextend. Mind you, this is a 10-3 game, but the gold lead is very, very close.
Chive?
Looking for
Zaman Force very early.
Yeah. What? Done! Chive again! Avoiding overcommitment was part of the problem, and you guys agree. And Na'Vi showing it yet again. Now it's a 5v4 with the Lord up and Bigatron. All they need to do is stay composed, Finn. Look into this relocate there, as now they can and able to focus on the Lord. Lynch finds a stun, find a final slash for Zulkir to pop the Flicker. Down he goes. Golden hour finds Andoryu, but Cars will not be able to find the kill, and Andoryu and Afro all alone will have to go back, as it looked so good for Na'Vi early game.
Look at
but
this.
Bigatron, man, they are just programmed to win.
And look at the composure from BTR. Even after getting that team fight win, they wait for the 10 second, they wait so that they can utilize the next wave, so that they don't need to rush into the push. They can build up the waves, they can manage the waves.
Yeah, beautiful fight there from Bigatron. But I think we haven't talked about Finn enough in this game. And this guy has very, very been under the radar.
He's my MVP so far.
Yeah, doing God's work, helping Bigatron by Vitality maneuver around Na'Vi. The golden hour has been clutch. Sure, you can't really see combos being played behind that, but the delays, giving space and timing for Nile to come in, steal the Lord, get the Lord, delay the pushes from Na'Vi and their clashes as well, has been phenomenal. Finn the human, but this game he is inhuman. And now the Lord will march in, tri-lane push for Bigatron. They are yet to crack down the mid-side turret. They're gonna work it now. Look at Finn. He's just moving around, 42 stacks of Thunderbelt.
Yeah, that's a lot of stacks, honestly, at this point of the game. The rapid boots as well, enabling him to go for more. And look at the way they manage the waves. They're gonna let the mid lane crash first, so that Na'Vi have to micromanage there. And Doryu, not too big of a fan of that usage of the Phantom Steed early. They still have a Lord to play with, and now it's the far lane Lord that they get through. Again, the wave manipulation that's been phenomenal, and now the wave in the bottom lane is still gonna crash. They might get all 3 base turrets.
Poker for a flank angle, but the mid lane structure won't fall. Na'Vi will lose two important base turrets, and Bigatron, if they're playing it patiently, like they want to have the final base turret here.
This is impeccable by BTR. They're gonna have two waves that are crashing down in the bottom lane here. So one can bait out Endoryu's Phantom Steed. If Endoryu bites, which he doesn't, fortunately, if he bit on that wave, then the second wave would be used to get it. But again, Na'Vi, this time, they learned from that mid lane base turret at least.
Wow. Look at where Finn stands. He is very brave, taking space and control of Na'Vi's jungle. And now for Na'Vi, obviously a little mishaps again, overcommitments like we said pre-match. We thought it was going to be Andorya. It was Sive doing God knows who, pushing mid, trying to get an assassination, I think. But for Na'Vi, what do you think they have to do now, Mirko?
Right now, okay, this is gonna sound harsh, but the guy that they need to rely on is Shive. This is the point of the game where you need your gold laner to shine. Unfortunately, I think we've seen the last two plays that Shiva have made, the hesitation around mid-tier 1 and the... I don't know what to call the last one, because that was just ridiculous.
Overzealousness?
He jumped onto 3, popped Zaman Force, literally just gave the win condition over to BTR. Item-wise, something that I expected earlier that wouldn't happen was Eman selling the boots, but he has sold the boots for a VOD, so he's expecting to just deal damage. He's trusting in the team to peel for him. Finn, Lich, Moreno, they're all gonna have to be on guard duty.
Yep. I mean, the peel is there. Again, it's gonna be Protect Mr. President is the name of the game. Gonna try to burst down the Lord. Na'Vi is here to entertain Bigatron.
Yeah, they gotta bait this Zaman Force.
Na'Vi looking to pull the trigger first. Lord will be reset. And Bigatron, take a look at Suyo top, looking to find a cheeky little ninja push, but Na'Vi now, they can't commit.
Nile?
That's a golden hour pop. Now Cars now
Look
trying to
Nile,
look forward,
Nile.
on towards Amon. Take a look
gonna end.
at Nile in the mid lane.
No.
With the fast clear, Leomord is looking to find the clear, but ladies and gentlemen, Bigatron playing the macro game again, showing quality, showing class to game 1.
We thought it was hesitation, but that was conviction. Their fates sealed by that play. The cold-blooded jungler ends the game for Bigatron by Vitality.
Just wow. Just wow. They could have taken such an easy route in the draft with a Farsha and a carry. They would have just won out the lanes, but they decided to pull off a Valir. I think even Airpong's confused. He's like, all right, that wasn't, well, maybe that was planned. I don't know. We got to ask them some questions later in the interview. What was the plan, right? Did that go as planned, or was it improv in the rest of the team after losing in the early game? That was beautiful to watch. That was fantastic.
Fantastic-la.
The macro was beautiful. The composure. This is a team known to... They're Biggie Choke. That's their nickname. And really looked like they Biggie Choked the draft, quote unquote, right? A lot of people already saying in the comments, oh, the Valir, oh, this is a bad pick. We're going to lose this game. But it just goes to show you that execution matters a lot. And Shive, this was a disaster class, but it was a master class in Marcel. Niall, I would have loved to give you the MVP for this, but I think we all are in agreement that Finn, throughout this whole game, saved them multiple times, made the right calls in the golden hour, and man, Niall up there, I saw it. This is, Ghana, this is what I like to do on Suyo a lot of times, and it's like, I saw him up top, I was like, no, keep your eyes on Niall, Niall, just look at Niall. Everything else is a facade. It was a distraction. Beautiful.
I thought Niall was gonna turn his back and go back to the Lord, because there was a moment of hesitation when he took the speed boost. It looked like he wanted to push the lane up top, but
and it looked like they were gonna burst it Na'Vi, but then the golden hour.
The golden hour again, buying time. It's Finn all along, Finn the human, but Niall was there.
That's crazy.
Going through something else. And Mirko, look at this guy.
Absolute
look at this
cinema.
guy. Such a great week to be him.
Absolute cinema.
Job's not over, but yeah, that was, I gotta say, that
you
was
blame me?
quality win. Flexible, right? They know they have the far lane. They know the mid is gonna push, and they know that Na'Vi did not clear mid. That's an issue. They gotta clear mid.
Wow.
Man,
Gotta clear mid.
Mirko, his
That
face
great.
is shimmering. I think when we go back to the talent room later on, he's going to be calling, Picatron's going to win Season 17.
Whoa, whoa,
He's
whoa,
gonna
whoa,
call that.
whoa.
I've called that since the beginning, brother. What do you mean?
But when was the last time you see Picatron pulling out impeccable macro like that?
Season 13.
13.
Yeah. In the regular
4
season
seasons
too.
ago.
That was the
Oh.
first time Amana entered Picatron,
Yes,
no?
that was also with
No.
Kesq.
That's cute. Yeah, beautiful showing. The Picatron.
The composure.
What a play, what a play.
Composure, the mentality.
Oh, it was 2 and
Please
10.
don't choke the playoffs.
It was
Please choke.
2 and 10
Please.
at a certain moment of the game. The gold lead was 3K
They-
to Na'Vi. Again, we talk about Na'Vi having difficulties in closing the game, but I think we have to give that to Bigatron.
Yeah, in usual situations, Na'Vi just throw the game. I think in that game, it was also a throw. I don't know
Chive.
what the heck Chive
Mid
was
lane,
doing
yeah.
in the mid lane, so it was obviously still a throw. But in all the other situations, it was just an outplay. Nile out-retreat and Doryu. Like 2, 3? Was it 2 to 3? 3 or 2 times
Two
this
times.
game? He dies so many times here, but he gets the value for the team. And this was so clutch. Look at Cars. Cars played this fight perfectly, dude. Everybody played it perfectly. But it was a facade. It was a ruse. Oh my. Nile walks up. And the calculation as well, because he saw Andoryu walk up. He charged the first kill. He tried to go for the retreat, but those are super minions. So you can't go and burst it down. You have to hold it in. Oh my goodness.
My goodness. Now
100% TP. 6-kill game. BTR.
Yeah.
6-kill game.
100%
What?
Team,
Crazy.
D5 participation means that he was all around the map and he was present in every single team fight.
This is one of the most deserved MVPs, you know?
Yeah.
Like another one, I think yesterday it was a Savage for Arfi, but Yazuki got MVP. I agree with that decision 100%, and I agree with this decision despite Nile being the one to end the game. It was Finn who was constantly... Again, look at how he isolated Cars. Every single time we see a Marcel, we're always so impressed. Finn played such a good game, and here as well, the Golden Hour, the way they were able to use it to go for Lords, to go and isolate the members, and the call here, Chive, the all-in, oh my goodness. He got the Zaman Force back up in there, but BTR, here as well, the Golden Hour, again, the Golden Hours, every single fight, every single play you see from BTR, it is through it was through Finn. Finn enabled these things to happen. And the 42 stacks definitely helped as well. The stun there, just a little frozen moment. The frozen moment on Chive too. This was the mistake from BTR, but even then, it was a great Golden Hour. It got Ukir, the guy who can actually throw people. No, okay, this Chive, I know you're ex-BTR, but I don't know what that was, bro. Like, and here as well, look at Finn. Frozen moment, finds them both, the flicker, and then the isolation on Cars with the Golden Hour on Endoryu. You can't, oh, the Golden Hour here to stop the Lord take. It's so good. Finn, the human.
Finn the human.
Coach Panda said in the podcast with me that he thinks the best player he's ever coached when it comes to potential is Finn.
Finn.
And when I heard that, I was like, wow, really? You know, he's coached Light, he's coached Eman, he's part of the RSG days.
So now,
Wow.
do you still regret that botch move, Lois to Bigatron, or are you content on having Finn in your team?
I mean, I never questioned them. I never doubted them.
Ah.
Okay. You never doubted Bigatron. Wow. Okay.
Those are my goats right there.
There goes. Well, itemizations. Again, I think for the Valir, it's all about the slow. Ice Queen's one, you know.
Utility, yeah.
Yeah, utility. Even the brute force breastplate over there needs that extra, you know, DC.
Don't try this at home,
Time.
chat. Don't try this at home.
Don't try it. Yeah.
kids.
I don't think you
It's
should.
something that requires ridiculous execution.
Ridiculous execution.
If you see this comp on the right, just go Farsa carry, you'll win. Okay? Don't go for this comp. This comp is, yeah.
Yeah, I think Farsa Carry would have given Bigatron by Vitality that edge. But obviously, they wanted to give us a good time. They want to showcase how they could play the little things like delaying that Lord kill to get the lanes going. The macro was fantastic from Bigatron by Vitality. Now let's talk about Na'Vi. apparent mistakes, obviously overcommitting again, Steve doing his own thing, and just botching the last fight, the last push to close out the game.
Yeah.
This cannot repeatedly happen, Navi. They need to address this.
The thing is, they have been addressing this issue. It's been an issue since last season.
Yeah.
That's the problem right now for Navi. This has been a problem for the longest time. If it's a new problem, then they can fix it. They can just be like, okay, let's identify the problem, let's fix it.
Yeah.
If it's the same problem almost for a whole year now, right? I don't know. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how Navi are going to deal with it because it just feels like bad habits again and again. And Shive, initially this season, I came in, rated Navi as a B tier team because, again, of the throws that they like to do, but mainly because Shive and Apro, I don't think they're clutch enough. I think they're way too safe with it, especially Shive.
Yeah.
He's almost taken that criticism and he's tried to prove that criticism wrong by trying to make these bombastic plays, but he ends up being Mr. Bombastic instead of Kelra.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
back in the days, I think a few seasons ago, even 16 and 15, we saw Sive as the foundation of Navi. He was the backbone, the win condition for Navi.
When they were 0-16.
Yeah, when they were 0-16 as well. The player who they could really trust to carry the game with the Granger, I remember back then. But now, criticisms all around the map for Sive. Also, a few hiccups on playing fighters like the Freya. We saw him diving first. You don't really want to do that as a Freya. And now as the Harith as well, a bit ridiculous on what he was going to do. But if you want to dominate your macro, like Bigatron by Vitality, make sure that you are using Infinix Note 60 Pro, because this device is beautiful. You see Arfi with 3 Savages so far? That's because of this device.
Yep.
It's faster with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 7S Gen 4 5G processor, and you can get more MVPs, you can get more Savages, combined with all those Savages in the history of MPL ID.
Check it out, man.
It's just so good, right? You can rank up, gameplay is just smooth. Check it out, you know. And also, with that, maybe you can play like Finn.
I like Finn.
Finding the golden moment.
I really want to play like
golden
Finn.
hour.
You know, there are roamers
crazy.
that really make moments like Keyboy, Key, but then there are roamers like Finn. Like you said, he's a human. He's a regular guy, or an ordinary boy, and he's not really there to make moments, but he's there to contribute to the team, just walking around with his Infinix 60 Note Pro on his hand, just, you know, squeezing it, making sure that it's not gonna explode because it's cool with a cooling vapor chamber. It's all beautiful. Thank you, Infinix. And don't forget as well, if you have your Infinix ready, if you have your devices ready, download the new GoPay app, which is the go-to wallet for gamers with massive damage. There's also a chance to win 17 GoPay Gold Rings by Fairy, 20 Todak Throne Gaming chairs, 20 smartphones, and many more prizes you can win every day on the GoPay app. Every day on my Infinix, I get notifications because I download the GoPay app. You know, there's always a reminder that an MPL match is about to start, and I can vote for my MVP, I can vote for my MPL team, so I never miss out. And now, at my home, I have 21 of these.
21.
Yeah, and
You got 21?
21 of these.
21
Why would you need 21 of these?
Because I'm gonna give it away.
Just like how GoPay is giving away WDPs for free?
Exactly.
Wow.
Usually, for
Check it
free WDPs, I go to Lim Kochel.
Okay.
He has this content on TikTok where he gives
Whoa.
out WDPs. He's a very generous guy, super rich as well.
Super
And,
rich.
You know,
The MM.
The MM. That's true. Multiple money. MM. Multiple money.
Sure, marksman.
But with GoPay, especially for MPL ID Season 12, GoPay games give you a free weekly diamond pass. You just scan the banner that appears during the MPL ID Season 17 live and claim the promo, and only at gopay.co.id/games. As well as that, you can top up diamonds at gopay.co.id/games. It is fair prices, very easy process, quick, swift, and the most important part is it is super safe.
It's super safe. I mean, this is literally the way to do it, man. If
Yeah.
you're in Indonesia, if you're looking for value,
Yes,
Mo
sir.
Man, Casper
Ah.
from Singapore, who's here to watch MPL ID all 3 days, all... how many matches do we have in total? Eight matches?
6 plus 2.
Yeah,
3
all
plus
8
yeah.
matches. He's here, and he's been topping up. He's buying the Leslie skins. He's buying those legend skins that are up for grabs right now, and the Naruto skins, all with GoPay.
I really want to have my hands that Minato skin.
You don't have it?
You can have it though.
I really want to have it, I'm a big Minato fan. Like he's my favorite character in Naruto, but
Wow.
I can't really play Gushin, so
Yeah. My favorite character is Itachi,
Itachi,
Yeah.
Julian,
but I don't like playing Julian.
Why?
I like playing Suyo though. I like his brother.
Sasuke. What about you, Donnie?
Itachi, man. Gotta go Itachi.
The aura that
Aura,
has.
man.
He's
Yeah.
got that aura.
Speaking of aura, don't forget, you know, in a world where I think if you open social media, you see people just, you know, they're doing gachas on like card packs. Why not spend your money
Hey,
on one play? Because we have our official collectible cards, the World Championship. This is also a collaboration with MPL because the official virtual card is also about to drop. You have a lot of cards that you can collect. Pro player exclusive cards. My favorite, obviously. Guess who?
Severo.
Yeah,
Vero.
Vero. But, you know, he's now abroad, so
Are you happy for him?
I am super happy for him. I've seen him, you know,
plays?
yeah, the plays, but also outside of the game. He's enjoying his time in Philippines.
Yeah.
He was hanging out with the Onyx PH boys. He was you know that claw machine,
Yep.
and he was like the human claw machine. Yeah, there's a lot of things that
I saw. Yeah.
yeah, very very cute and very funny as well. Very great. He's my favorite player, best goal laner ever.
Just saying, I unboxed a signature Iran with Ghani.
Ah, yeah.
Hey, you know,
You guys
Aran-
spent a lot of money last season for that pack.
yeah, we did. And I got a signature Iran. I was so happy. And I posted it. Aran reposted it. He's like, bro, unpacked the #1 XP in the world. That's crazy. W Aran.
#1 XP in the world.
I like Iran, man.
Aran and me, same birthday and all.
Oh.
My boy, you know, that's my boy, you know.
He's a cool guy.
You
He's a very cool
wanna spill when your birthday is on?
23rd of February.
There you go.
Yes,
Got it.
sir.
Oh yeah, I did send you.
Actually, is Aran younger than me?
I think he
He probably is.
nah, he's older than you.
No.
He looks old.
I searched Aran.
I
The
think
wrong
he's
Aran
younger.
came up. Hold on.
Wrong Iran.
I think he's younger.
Oh, he's 1 year younger than me.
Oh.
Interesting. He's
You know-
2003. Huh?
You know what his favorite hobby is?
What?
Marathon.
What?
Because you know what his favorite hobby is?
Marathon?
Marathon.
Why marathon?
Because he runs. Iran, you know, like run, a run, you know.
Oh my God.
I thought, you know, those kind of jokes were only for the old people, you know, for like the Ghani, Eternas, and Arashis.
I mean, I'm kind of old as well, but yeah, they're unks. Gramps, I'd say.
Ramps.
Rams.
Yeah. Would you
I'm 24, bro.
really? 24 or 42?
Oh!
no.
Chat, type 1 if 30 is Gramps.
Gramps. Would you consider yourself a grandpa?
Not yet.
Are you ready for you know, grandchildren?
Are you ready for Dirty 30?
30, 30.
Am I ready for?
Alright,
Oh my God.
this guy on your screen,
Finn.
Finn the Human, exceptional showing with the Marcel but Afro. Week 1, week 2, we talked about him improving a lot. We talked about him being an underrated roamer. I think last season the case was different, but now it seems like entering week 3 is a bit more shaky. So now what does Navi need to do, Mirko, to really iron out all the problems? Obviously, you can't have time, you know, to address all the problems, but at least they can kind of tape away a few of the more crucial problems.
Ah, man. There's something I said last season. I don't
What?
think the draft has been a problem for Navi for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since Aldo joined, even when they went 0-16, I don't really think the draft was the issue. Like, the in-game stuff, they kind of fixed last season, but again, those issues stayed to this season. So, it's going to sound like a broken record, but it's that, you know? They either need to force their players to change and to fix their bad habits,
Or
or they replace their players. Sometimes you got players who just lean into the bad habits every single time they're in pressure, and it really seems like that's the case right now. And I don't know what's up with Chive. I really don't know what's up with Chive. I think I'd rather take the calculated, no risk, low reward type of player that he was last season than this. This is just not him. It's like he's forcing himself to be a Kelra, to be an Eman, you know, trying to make those plays like Eman did on Sans with the Yisun Shin on the turret, but
that's
at the wrong time.
He does. He
why I
doesn't
wonder
need
what the comms are like, right?
the comms.
The
yeah.
comms. What were the comms there?
Yeah, I think we need to see the mic check, but I don't think we'll see it anytime soon because with the trend that Navi is going with, they're losing a lot, and even RQ are not interviewed yet by Bude, so
Yep.
we need to wait a little while longer if you want to see the mic check. They need to win their games to showcase that, but Guin Glue, and Phoveus. So I think Megatron did address and did kind of deem the Phoveus to be a problem. Cars was exceptional with the Phoveus. They banned that one out. Fanny, Freya, and Baxia. Again, Juicin available, Marcel available. Which one did they go for?
I mean, after last game, I think the Marcel is the right choice to go for. But, you know, BTR, they always like to switch things up, especially when they have a new player on their team, when they're trying to experiment with their new players. So I wouldn't even be too surprised if they went for the Juicin here.
Juicin. But I have a question, though. Marcel is very annoying, obnoxious with the ultimate and the passive. Is it worth it for you to pick up a Valentina to go up against the Marcel?
Completely different pick entirely. The Golden Hour doesn't work that way. Like you don't get the value out of it straight like that. One thing that BTR can do is Suyo Eve right now. They can, I think, almost just guarantee a win.
Suyo and Eve. Eve going up against the Juicin.
They might as well go Arlet again, actually. You know, the Phoveus is already banned out. So.
That is true.
And then they still have a Farsa. They still have a Valir, technically a Eve later on. Yeah, I think Arlet. You know what? Run it back. This time with no Phoveus, so Navi you're gonna have to go Sora.
Yeah.
And that's not really the best matchup against the Arlet.
I like it.
Do they abandon the Sora Red 3 and then go for like a Khalid? You know, a roamer to really win out the mid prio, and then you can kind of work your way from that?
I think it's still more worth to go for Sora.
They are the ones picking up the Sora.
That's crazy. They banned the Phoveus, they pick up the Sora, they now Valentina, they go for the Arlet instead. I guess it's a comfort pick for Cars.
Yep.
Cars has been amazing on the Arlet.
Yeah.
Also a playmaking hero, definitely within Cars' DNA. And second phase, right? Navi, they get okay. It's practically still similar to game one.
Yeah.
They do not want to deal with heroes that can open maps.
Yeah, so Khalid Cho, get rid of it, BTR, take away the mid prio that Navi have always tried to utilize to win the early game. And for Navi, what was this ban last game? Selena and the mid lane. It was Zetian.
Yeah,
I think
Zetian.
Zetian's a good ban again here. Especially with the Sora, the combo can be quite ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they might ban Eve. I don't know. I think actually Zetian and Eve you're okay to go up against. If they read really deep, I think they should ban the Farsa.
Yeah.
That's the one that can really, you know, be more of a threat against an Arlet. You can wings by wings run. Eve and Zetian on the other side. You should be able to just pull with the final slash, but okay, they have other plans. The Cho's open.
This time it's the Hilda, so the Cho is available. Afro, quite sound with the Cho as well. Able to play it, and with the Juicin and the Cho, at least you have bigger pickup potential as well. They want to go for the Herald again. Don't they go for the Farsa here?
Farsa carry would be the easy answer.
Okay.
But
I think they go Valir Granger for some reason.
And they won though.
Exactly.
they look the same way again. There's a little smile on Amon's face.
Yeah, he's like, dude, this is just a replay, but with no Phoveus.
Fool me once, shame on me.
Fool
me twice, shame on me again.
I guess if you wanna.
Does it go like that?
No, it's fool me once,
shame on you.
shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Exactly.
We get that wrong a lot here on the desk.
We do.
So BTR, do you finally want to get the easy answer out of the way? I think the easy answer again is Farsa, deal with the Harith, the carry to deal with the Harith as well, and the tanky boys. But obviously, this is BTR here. They don't want an easy answer. They wanna go for the toughest, most difficult answers.
Oh,
Valentina.
Valentina.
Hey, you know what, BTR? You do you, man.
A Moreno special. Up against the Juicin though, so it's gonna be quite tricky. And the Hisun Shin laning up against the Herald. Can't really burst the Herald when it's level 4 because the Herald, you know, super safe. With his Amon Force, you have the shield reset. Navi will go for the Kufra.
Ooh.
This one, I say, is a Gani special.
Okay, Gani, do you like the Kufra pick here?
I don't really like it.
You're a Kufra connoisseur.
I like the I play the Kufra.
You like the Kufra, but you like the Kufra
against
pick.
this composition is very tricky.
Uh-huh.
A lot of immunes. Sure, there are a couple of dashes, but I feel like it's just Bigatron winning 2-0 here. Composition-wise, at least.
Yeah. And they're looking for a huge set to play behind.
Yeah.
So they don't really have that hero to do it for them. I mean, Bigatron, they have the Sora. So yeah, they're gonna have to bank on a huge Tyrant's Rage.
Yep.
The hands of Afro.
Eyes on Cars, though.
Lineup rating favors Navi
Never
heavily.
look at that. That's it's a fraud.
It's a fraud. So 2 on fraud watch, number 1 Navi, number 2 lineup rating.
Number 3, Arsenal.
Arsenal. I agree. And let's see if Bigatron can go 2-0 to close out the map and the game for Na'Vi. Or will Na'Vi bounce back and force a game number 3? This is Bigatron by Vitality against Na'Vi.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's see, of course, as Kufra will be the debut pick for this season. And yeah, this is going to be just adding the layers of playmaking. You have the Kufra, you have also an Arlet.
Wow.
And you can see that just two mid-roamers parading here in the mid lane.
Yeah, really good trade. Eyes on cars though still. Cars on the Arlet always. Oh, this could be a steal.
Oh, red read. And I kind of want to argue that as a Kufra, it's quite hard to maneuver around the Marcel. When you jump in, that's gonna be a frozen moment waiting for you always. The passive is there. Going for TP.
Wow.
Massive damage.
Yeah, really good move there by both Niall and Eman. Niall is waiting in the bush, Eman baiting him into the gold crab. Master Assassin for Eman, always very confident on the Yisun Shin in the matchup gold lane. And yeah, everything else, not really too crazy. The Bargain Hunter and Inspire. And no Brave Smite for the Valentina. If you're Rage, he's looking for more damage.
Yeah, usually Moreno does go for the Brave Smite. Concussive Blast for the Sora though, so it'll help Lynch quickly clear the lane.
Yep.
And go for rotations to the Turtle. This time Turtle is up top, so at least Cars now can kind of match that tempo. But they're going in, and that's a stolen XP crab.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I think the Kufra for the longest time has always been countered by the Cho because the Cho just opens up positions, right? The Kufra does really well when you're able to just wait in these bushes without getting revealed. Marcel works in a similar way. He just walks up and sees, look, like, he's never able to set. Finch is gonna take a picture of him whenever he sets.
Cheese!
And Noryu opts on two-man there. That's going to be the turtle taken by Niall. That's a terrifying important one. And it will open the kill for Bigatron. Now Afro still holding on towards the flicker here. Still able to survive as Bigatron will claim a kill. And they will claim the turtle as well.
I think this was much more expected than last game. The Phobias was a crucial factor as to how they were able to dominate in Turtle 1 with them, you know? Obviously the Hilda as well, but now that you have a Kufra, without the ultimate, it's kind of whack, and then you're up against a Marcel, which, you know, again, just takes a picture of you. Look at him! He's never able to set. That's why I instantly looked to Gani, gotta ask him the question, is Kufra good here? Because I don't really like it, but I want to ask the Savant whether he thinks
the Savant
maybe there was an angle that I, you know, oversaw.
Kufra connoisseur. It feels like it's
hard.
It's graduation day here, pre-wedding as well. Because you have the photographer ready.
Ooh.
You know, Marcel.
Flash.
Cheese, and all that. And yeah, the Kufra does not find comfort playing this game.
And the cooldowns is like longer, right?
Very long. If you talk about just opening up bushes and maps, yeah, like Mirko said, Marcel is very, very good. But this time around, at least, they have extra protection for CV as the Harith. If he doesn't overextend, if he doesn't really forces himself to make, you know, ridiculous plays, then I think Na'Vi still has a chance. But again, this Marcel, man, very, very annoying to deal with.
Seems like they are going to jump on Finn. After Golden Hour, finds Endoryu, but no damage, just a delay and escape here.
Yeah.
So it's a trade of resource.
That Golden Hour is also a self-peel tool.
Exactly. That's why you can't really target the Marcel in these situations. Apro?
It's gonna be fine. Quite tanky. Yep. So, Glowing Wand, sorry. For Moreno, completed. Lynch, the War Axe. Wants that fighting power, and they have drill number 2. Afro.
Afro finds a two-man set. That's going to be an important initiation, but Calm or Retribution is the key for Bigatron's escape as they collect the neutral objective.
That's worth it.
Yeah, that's worth it. The flicker burnt out, but I think Amon, you know, doesn't really care at this point. They're not really going to be looking for fights. Niall pulling a James Panks here.
James Panks.
The Sky Piercer. Okay.
So he is confident on getting kills around the map this time. And I do kind of want to argue that, you know, as after you're looking for that big set, you need someone close to you to quickly burst down the players when you do land a Tyrant's Rage.
The thing is, realize, let's say Apro gets a 4-man,
Yeah.
right? Finn just takes a picture, golden hour, and all of them can't really go for anything. Even the follow-ups, they're all stuck there for a bit. And Finn can just stun them in.
That's true, and the YSS also has that traceless to get out of a sticky situation quickly. You have that anti-CC, so this Kufra, I do agree, it doesn't really find any, big value in this lineup. Look at where Lynch is, just cutting the waves and making sure that the waves do crash to the turret, so he has rotational powers and prio. When it comes to Cars, who, by the way, is down bottom, looking for a pick-off, it seems like.
Yeah.
I think they can sense where Cars is. Oh my lord. Oh, 2v1 and Oreo will lose destruction and will lose his life as Bigatron finds the 2v1 outplay as Iman pops him out and Shocker, revealing 4 members are down so they can push top perhaps another wave.
Speaking of Gani, like, I mean, it's already bad against a Marcel because he just scouts you out, and then there's a Mountain Shocker.
Yeah.
That's hell for a Kufra.
It's a quiet game, right? On kills, but it's already 3K.
Yeah. Well, I mean, BTR were literally behind and in kills, and they were the ones with the lead. So now with it being 2-0, they're really able to capitalize and to convert on objectives. They already got a structure up top. This should be perfect turtle, unless Na'Vi. It's on Cars. You gotta look at Cars right now. Cars can still turn things around. It's a 3K gold lead. It's concerning, but Cars can do it.
Yep, final slash into a Tyrant's Rage. Who knows? Baffer was able to get a big set, and if Finn kind of botches the golden hour, then possibly now we can look for a potential angle to push on Bigatron, but now they have their sights set on the turtle.
That's
Look
Finn
at
looking for the recon. Oh, Afro finds a set onto the mid though. That's Amon forced again to use the flicker calmly. As take a look at Nile in the back, trying to find an angle. Here they come. Reno finds an important final slash. And that's going to be Shive taken down in the mid lane. Afro trying to provide cover as no follow-up. Nile jumps onto Rizuki in the mid lane, still able to get out. He is level 11. And if you compare to Andoryu, he's just level 9.
That was Eman completely out of the fight, but they're still able to stand their ground, get a kill on towards Sive. Of all people. That is very, very important, and now they want to go for more.
Lynch very low. Able to juke the final slash, but down he goes regardless. Now it's going to be Na'Vi just occupying the pit of Turtle. That's going to be Nile still with the collection. That's going to be Iman taking the kill. Take a look at Afro in the back, distracting Moreno. But take a look at Iman trying to survive. He goes down. But Nile finds an Endoryu. It's such a messy fight. But Nile finds a quick double in the bottom lane.
Cold-blooded killer. Middle name of Nile, Bigatron. That was a messy fight. Break that down for us, Mirko.
Really, it's making me like 40 stacks, by the way, 40 stacks.
Yep.
I wish we could see the replay so I could, really dissect it, but I felt like Shive hesitated too much in that skirmish. He was waiting as Nile was